Hello and welcome to the Healing Hill. My name is Tiffany Hill Cook, and today we are going to be talking about the element air, or the energy of air. This is a part of a 4-part series. You may be starting with this one. I have already completed earth as well as fire. So we're talking about air, and that to me shows up not only in our physical world, in the fact that we breathe in oxygen, and but also on a more energetic or metaphysical level in the placement of the third eye and the crown chakra, our thoughts, and more specifically communication. I'll see you soon. All right, so welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about the element of air, and more specifically what I have been asking you to do, and something that I commit to on my end, is applying our energy, or tapping into each one of the elements: earth, air, water, fire, for 15 minutes each a day. It's a whopping hour, a whole 60 minutes that you're going to be loving on yourself. And I can promise you, if you tap into each one of those elements every day, even if you don't have the 15 minutes, but you access it for a little bit of time, the amount of balance that you will be inviting into your life, it's indescribable. So I would like to hear from you how you resonate with the energy of air, or the element of air. It's one of our 4 basic elements, and we are comprised of those. So for myself, I don't want to say this is more pragmatic, but something that is really important to me is because everything is energy, is the cleanliness of my air. And what I mean by that is, smoke is a phenomenal way to clear and encourage rebirth or new energies to come. So, I mean, think about what happens after a fire and the smoke associated to that. There's new growth. And so of course, I don't have anything next to me, but I like to use incense, or even a variety of different sticks to sage my space. And I actually will do the air within my my RV. And if you want to be, I don't want to say really specific or nuanced on this, there is a theory or around the way in which you're supposed to do this. So it's important, if you are going to be saging a room, or even having your incense with the intention of clearing the air, you need some way for that air to escape. So whether you have a window open, or you have, like I have, fans in my roof that I can open, but in order for you to remove that energy, it's got to be able to go somewhere. So having some sort of way for the air to escape. And additionally, some individuals believe that going counterclockwise removes low vibrational energy. And whenever you're removing energy, you've got to replace it. And so then following up with doing it clockwise is going to replenish it with positive high vibrational energy. So one way that you can tap into the air element is by clearing your air. with some sort of incense. Maybe you like candles. Those can be phenomenal energy tools, or specifically smudging sticks, or maybe some Palo Santo wood. Something else that I think is helpful to do is different breathing techniques. Really focusing. Oh, you can see my cat in the mirror there. Hi, Pepper. Is focusing on different breathing techniques. There was a TED Talk that I watched years ago, and the woman started it with, I think it was 2 minutes worth of breathing exercises, and she said it was equivalent to taking a Xanax. That is how I would be really curious how many conscious, deep breaths that you take on a daily basis. It's not uncommon to take very shallow breaths, but really deep breaths. Our breath is our life force. There's a saying in the Buddhist theology, and if you know it specifically, then put it in the comments. Help me learn. I'm only one person, and I don't claim to know everything. But there's a story associated to, well, in Buddhism, your life is measured by the amount of breaths that you take. So if you want to stop time, you hold your breath. So breathing techniques can help move the energy in and out associated to air. Something else that I think of, specifically when you think about the zodiac signs, and there are 3 signs that will fall into each element. And traditionally, with the zodiac sign of air, they are related to communication. The air is communication. And so for me, another way that I tap into the energy of air is through writing. One thing that you'll notice in all of these different practices and opportunities to tap into these different elements is that none of them require you to be with another person. I truly believe that happiness is an inside-out job. And if you start, reaching for things outside of yourself, believing that that is going to somehow fulfill you internally, you are already setting yourself up for failure. That's where addiction comes from. That's where codependent relationships come from. You're seeking outside of yourself for inside balance, harmony, happiness, joy. If you do achieve it by reaching externally, it's gonna be fleeting and it's not gonna be sustainable. Okay, so writing is another way in which I am able to tap into the energy of air. It's a different way of communicating with myself. And when I think about somebody who has an imbalance with reference to the air energy or elements, it's somebody who's too in their thoughts, that they need to get back down into their body and quiet the ego and quiet the mind. And so how someone would do that is going to differ for everybody. But again, writing is a great way for me to connect that way. Something else that I do quite often, I don't know if you do this, but is I actually talk out loud to myself. Sometimes we can have these thoughts and these narratives that just go on in our heads, but when you say it out loud, it's got a different context. And so ultimately, that's what we're looking to do, is to quiet the mind, to actually have it be clear and, not muddied. So those are the primary ways in which I connect with the air element, through breath work, through the actual clearing of my space. And what you'll find is that sometimes one behavior, one practice will actually allow you to tap into both. And something that is really helpful and nourishing to my body is yoga. And yoga is all based around the breath. I used to think that it was about, like, I mean, there's physical components, but to me, it's more stretching and being led by my breath. It's a beautiful experience. I also don't belong to any like yoga gym. I don't even know what you would call that, because for me, it wasn't a healthy environment. I started comparing myself to others from the clothing, external factors that actually mean nothing to the quality of person that you are. You know, the clothing, did I have the right yoga mat, the water bottle? All of that stuff is simply selling of an image. It doesn't even matter. If going to some place to actually practice yoga is helpful for you, wonderful. I just do it from home. So, I will put a link in the description below that connects the other 2 videos that I've made thus far for earth as well as fire. Earth is going to be connecting to earth, grounding, going outside. Fire is all about movement. Air is going to be about clearing of your thoughts, the clearing of the air around you, and breath work. So if there's other ways that that you connect with air that I have missed today, like, we are multidimensional and multifaceted. Help me learn. Teach me something. Is there anything else? I just want you to know that you are capable of this. Like, if this seems overwhelming to start with all 4 elements, then just pick one element and incorporate that for a month. And then when you get good on that, then incorporate another. I can tell you, whether you do or do not incorporate tapping into the elements on a daily basis, the time is going to go by anyway. May as well try it. That's all I have for today. You are loved and loved simply because it is true, and you are smart, you are capable, you are important, and the universe needs you. I need you. Signing off for now. Until next time.